as of at
Yeah.
this point of time, what I understand is that your mentality about you were clear about two things. One, that you are a person who is more comfortable in doing something on his own as an entrepreneur,
Yes.
as a freelancer, as a
Absolutely.
self-employed. That was one thing you're sure
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Second thing you were sure about is that there is nothing called uh, a good status work or a bad status work, a blue collar work or a white collar work. Work is
It's work.
work.
Yeah.
So you never felt
You have
ashamed.
to keep going.
It never felt ashamed, even if retail shops, it was paint jobs, it
It
was
was a
cabbing,
traffic
it
warden.
was traffic warden.
Yeah.
For you,
Well,
you felt that instead of begging someone for money or
you need
asking
to do
someone for
whatever
money,
you
you
have to
do
do.
whatever you do, and
Yeah.
that is the dignity,
Yeah.
and that is what
It's work.
so just do it.
Do it.
Right. Yeah. Now you
Yeah.
can move on. I just want to highlight this point.
And the way my father has done it is very flashy and a lot of lights and very big, and people can see it. And in fact, 2 days ago there was a queue outside of about 30 feet to go
Wow.
inside. So this is what I'm saying. Number one, location, and
And your
it's
father
important.
is now 82.
No, my father is now 79.
Even whatever point of life you are in business,
Mm.
ups and downs can come.
Very common.
And if ups and downs come, you should not lose hope out of it.
Like for example, Elon Musk. How many times did he lose with Tesla?
Yes.
How many times did he lose a lot of things? But it somehow worked out, right?
So the key is never give up.
Never give up. If you have a dream, just go for it and keep going for it and keep going for it and keep going for it and keep going. If you fail, you will fail. But keep going, keep at it, keep at it. That's the only way.
Okay.
You will succeed. It's just a matter of time. I mean, again, it depends on your financial situation. If your financial situation is not good, for example, and you open up a place in 3 months, you have to pay your staff, your rent, this, that, and you don't have backup financially,
No cash flow.
no cash flow, then you're in trouble because you don't have enough business, you have no cash flow. If you don't have backup, then you're finished. Then you have to shut down, unfortunately. Give or take, you need to give at least 6 months to a year. If you shut down in 3 months, it's like unfortunate because you can see it's just really not happening.
So basically, to start a business for the new guys,
Mm.
if you guys want to start a business, what we understand is that if you want to start
6
any
months to a year,
business,
yeah.
a cash flow of 6 months to 1 year should be there.
Should be there, yeah.
Then you decide it
Yeah.
goes up, goes down, or in
You see
circles
if
or
it makes
whatever.
sense.
Or
If it
doesn't
makes sense, keep going. If it doesn't make sense, diversify, change, do something.
Never give up.
Don't be stagnant. Don't just sit there and say, "Oh, I'm dying. Oh, I don't know what to do." You have to
Find another way.
find another way. Do this, do that, change this, change this. There's always ways. Advertise more, whatever, right?
It will work.
It has to work. If you keep at it, of course it will. Most people die in business because of cash flow. And then they just don't know what to do and they get demoralized and they feel like, yeah, I cannot do it anymore. I don't have the cash flow. No one's helping me. I have a business. I know what I can do, but I can't do it. I don't have the money. I want the business dying. Where I'm going to spend all this money again for advertising or this or that or whatever, right? That I have to maybe speak to a company that can maybe advertise for me and I have to spend a lot of money for this, right? But I don't have the money, so I can't do it. So game over, shut down.
Yeah, shut down. Okay.
Some people get lucky, they're able to sell the business. Depends what sort of business it is. But some people just cannot. Right?
Okay.
Okay, so let's go back now to the point that I had 5 or 6 shops, right, in the Philippines. And then at that one point in time, I also told you that at my first shop already, I had this girlfriend, Janice, and we met again. And then she was living on her own. And I said, listen, don't need to live on your own. I think you live with me. I'm living in Makati. I have like a penthouse on the 24th floor. Come and stay with me. So she came and she goes, how come your place is empty? I said, I just moved in yesterday. I said, okay, come now, let's go for shopping. Right? So we went to the mall and we did shopping together, like, whatever, there's plates and cutlery and this and that, and we're getting to know each other, right? At that point, it was like, we're just chilling, right? And she brought me then to her place. I said, listen, your place is very small. You're living alone. There's no point. You're paying 5,000 pesos rent. Just come and stay with me. I have a big place. Right?
So that's how living started.
Yeah. So she came in within a week or two. I think she moved in with me. And that's when the relationship started. At one point, I went back to London for some work, and then I came back again. And then maybe by that time, I maybe had 2 or 3 shops. All right. Things were not going very well. I tried to we opened 2 more shops. It wasn't going very well. Janice was still with me. And by the 3rd or 4th shop, I think we got married. We got married and we had our first child. Not yet, but at some point. But let me just go back a bit. So when I had my 5 shops, I was not doing well. I did not know what to do. So I told my dad, listen, it's not working. You can buy all the shops from me, at whatever price we agree. We count the stock, we work it out, and you just take all the shops. He says, okay, Kavi, I'll do that. He said, what are you going to do now? I said, listen, I think I'll go to Boracay. It's an island in the Philippines, right? And I'll open up the same shop there, and I want to just take it easy for a while, and I want to learn something new, scuba diving. So I started that. We went to Boracay, rented a place up in the mountains. That time Janice was pregnant with our first child, Javi, and I was then busy learning scuba diving. So I started scuba diving, which was fun because you start off open water, then you go into advanced, and then you become a dive master, and then you become an instructor. Oh no, you become a rescue diver, dive master, then instructor. So I reached the stage maximum of rescue diver, then I stopped because I said leave it. But then I found a shop on the main road on the bottom in Boracay, and I went to the shop together with 2 rooms on top, and I rented those rooms out, right? So those 2 rooms, in fact, were covering my rent
For the
for the
shop.
retail shop, yeah.
And
And
that
then
was a
I was
big add-on.
huh?
That is a big advantage.
Very big advantage, yeah. It had a bathroom, this, that, big
Yeah.
shop, very nice. I decorated the whole thing nicely. I called it Indian Rabbit. Indian being me, and Janice had like rabbit teeth, so I just said Indian Rabbit, and I made a very beautiful logo of a mermaid uh, turned rabbit, right? But a very, very different style, very nice. Okay, same kind of stores. I was doing fake iPods, fake MP4 players, guns, pellet guns, very strong pellet guns, very nice, and all kinds of different stuff like that I can think of. Again, same sort of stuff because you see the concept in the Philippines that we had Peso 88 did not work. So we diversified, and all those 5 shops that my father had, we diversified already into forget about 88, anything, everything, because we needed to make money. And this 88, the margins were yes, 100%, but the turnover was too low. So we said, let's do TVs, let's do everything, anything. And so,
Whatever we can sell.
on days we can make even 20, 30,000 sale. But with the peso 88 stuff, you have to sell a lot of stuff to have even a few thousand pesos sale, right? So anyway, he was dealing with the retail shops that I sold him. We made a deal, and I opened this one retail store in Boracay.
Hmm.
Whilst I finished my scuba diving, I had the retail store, and the retail store was doing okay. It was fine. It was making money. It was doing okay.
Hmm.
Janice was sitting in it whilst I was scuba diving. When I finished scuba diving, I used to come back. But then I didn't do scuba diving. I was staying there with her, and she was basically taking care of the store with me.
Hmm.
Whilst I was just basically chilling, relaxing, going to the beach, swimming, relaxing, whatever,
Hmm.
drinking, right?
Hmm.
And we had a store. Especially in Christmas, New Year's time, we did very well, right?
Hmm.
But then, of course, Janice was pregnant,
Hmm.
right, with Javi. So that was becoming a bit difficult. Anyway, she had to go back to Manila for some work, and then she came back again to Boracay.
Hmm.
And of course, in Boracay, it's an island. There's no hospitals on the island. So you have to take a banca first, and you have to go to into the main island.
For the delivery now.
Not for the delivery of the child, yeah. And that day was a very bad day as well because it was thunderstorms and this and that, raining, and then the whole my house got flooded on the top, and what a problem. And we had to rush, get her out, and of course it was cesarean as well, so it was planned. And then get the banca, get into the Katiklan. Then we took a taxi straight, boom, straight to the hospital. Of course, you have to pay for it there; it's not free, right? So then she gave birth, and then of course we came back to the island, and then resting and chilling, and at that time business was not doing well. It's just not happening anymore, and we were maybe more focused on our child and this and that. I don't know, it just wasn't working. So I had those 2 rooms up there. I gave them 1 month's notice to leave. Right, I took over both the rooms upstairs, and the shop was still running, which I was mainly taking care of. Where Janice was then busy with the child, and we got her cousin to help her with the child from Manila. Okay, but then we got bored. So I used to, again, of course, when I used to bring in stuff from for my shop, I used to bring it in from through my dad. I would tell him what to buy from Divisoria, this place, and he would send it to me in buy boxes, and they used to come to me. But it was interesting. Actually, on some days I did very well, but we reached a point things are getting boring. Island life, relaxed life. It's like we're not retired yet, right? What are we doing here? Okay, fine. It was just a break. Okay, I decided let's go to London again. Okay, so Janice said, fine, let's do that.
Because in all of this, what I've heard, please correct me if I'm wrong, that your business or financial situation was the best in London as of now. What I
Yes,
understand, am I correct?
absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Everything went down since then. After selling the properties, even until today,
And that's the most longer span which you actually
stayed in
hooked
one place.
up, stayed,
Mm.
enjoyed, build
Well, I've
up,
stayed in Denmark
expanded.
now 8 years.
Yeah.
I've been here over
But
eight
if you
years.
compare from Denmark to London, London would be on top.
I was in my peak. Of course, I was in my late 20s, early 30s, in that period of time where you do make money. You should. And then after that, if things did not work out, well, it didn't work out. And after that, it's not easy to come up in life. Again, we have to talk about a lot of things, financial backing, this, that, whatever, right? Luck. I don't know. Ever since then, anyway, that was my peak. Yeah. When I had four properties.
And then
That
you
was the
just
max.
yeah, and then you decided, let's go back to London with you and Janice with
Yeah.
Javi.
Yeah. So we stayed at my dad's place for about a month, getting
Mm.
all the paperwork ready for Janice to get her status.
So
With
one more thing that now,
Javi, yes.
yeah, one more thing is that you never fear to restart in your life.
No, never.
You never
I've
feared
done that too many times.
and you never fear out of it.
No, I don't
You
know.
don't mind at
No, no,
all.
not at all.
Restart,
Even today,
boom, yeah.
no
So
problem.
with a fresh mind, because now you have a lot of experience. You're not starting from zero.
Right.
Am I correct?
I have a lot of ideas in mind till today,
Yeah,
but I'm thinking what I'm going to do with those ideas and where I'm going to do it.
yeah.
So there are a lot of options, of course, given the circumstance with me at the
Hmm.
moment in my life. There's a lot of options
And
because
this built-in motivation power is in your nature. It is in you, or you have adopted it from somewhere.
no, it's in me.
It's in your blood.
Yeah, it's in my blood. Yeah, it's pretty much in my blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so where are we now?
Now you're back to London
Okay, so now we're getting the
with
paperwork sorted for Janice,
yeah.
and that's all done. Staying at my dad's place in Manila, and now we go to London. Now, before we go to London, of course, I speak to Simon again.
The
I
same
remember
property guy.
Simon, who basically got a shop for me to run his business, right? Okay, so it goes. I said, Simon, I'm coming back to London, and you know, uh, I'm not going to. Can we talk about what can I can do initially? So can I go back into maybe helping you guys rent out your flats? He says, Kavi, we don't do that anymore. We give it to Andrew. His partner has opened up an estate agent firm. So what I can do is talk to Andrew and see if you can work within his firm. And he says, okay, Kavi, you can. You can start there. You can work there. Okay, good. So a job is sorted. Okay, but Simon, I need a place to stay. Right? Do you have any studio place? For me, Janice, and now I have a child. Okay, Kavi, no problem. I give you a beautiful place in Putney, studio flat. Done. Okay. He comes and also picks me from the airport. Right?
Wow.
Yeah. Me, of course, Javi, my daughter, and Janice brings us to a studio flat. Kavi, this, that, and the other, good. You can start work. Not tomorrow. Take it easy. Day after, right? And this is Andrew's place. This is that. You go and start, and your salary will be this, and that, and the other.
So hooked up.
Hooked up. Everything hooked up. That's difficult, but I got it done. Okay, so I go to work the first day in my suit and boot. Of course, you have to wear suit, tie, everything. You're a state agent doing renting sales. I hated it. I couldn't see myself doing this.
Mm.
Of course, they gave me a car as well that I can bring home and this and that and whatever because you have to, and because they know me, you can keep the car with you even, no problem, right? And I did this for like 2, 3 weeks. I didn't like the staff there. I didn't like everything. I didn't like doing this again. It was like
You
when
were
I
not
was
getting in the
young,
mood. Yeah.
I used to pump, but now, nah, I didn't feel it.
You were not feeling it. Yeah.
After 2, 3 weeks, I just got very upset one day, and I drove the car back to the office. I gave them back the keys. I called Simon. I said I quit. He said, "Come, you can't do that." I just did it. I went back home. Okay, so of course I have to pay rent as well for the place that I'm staying with Simon. I said, "Listen, of course I will, but give me some time because now I didn't work really much, and I don't know how much I'm going to get, and if I'm going to get it, right? But I can't do it anymore." So, and he goes, Simon, he says, Kavi, that's fine. If you don't like it, it's fine. Okay, leave it. Then I have another friend, Derek. Derek is, again, like Simon, very big in property. And a good friend of mine also used to rent his properties through Kim when I used to work in a estate agent. And I used to also privately rent flats for him as well on the side and make commission. So I called him and I said, listen, I left. He said, Kavi, maybe you can do something for me. I said, what do you want to do? He said, Kavi, you're a very good decorator, painter. This, maybe we can start with that. You can start helping me paint my flats. I said, okay, fine, let's do that. So I got myself a bicycle, come down, paint this, fix this, fix this, fix this. But Derek was the sort of person that was very rough and tough. He was a black man in his late 50s that time, early 60s. But he was a very tough person to deal with and very difficult person to talk to as well. If he likes you, he likes you. If he doesn't, he will go ballistic. He's hard to deal with any matter. You have to be very careful how you talk. Any wrong this or any that would be a situation. So anyway, I did some work with him this time, whatever, whatever, and it was not really working out with me and him by that time. So at that point, I decided to go into cabbing.
What is that?
Cabbing, taxi.
Okay, cabin. Okay, you're not
Cabbing.
in transport business. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
basically, I bought a car, and at that point, I did not have a. You needed to have a PCO license. I didn't have one. I applied for one, but I didn't have one.
It's
But
like a specialized taxi license.
yeah, it's a
Okay.
not taxi license. It's a private hire,
Okay, private hire.
and private hire needs to be done from an office that
Okay.
has this license
Okay,
to get people like me who have also a license for private hire work only.
like that.
You cannot stop me on the roads. That's black cabs. Okay, that's metered cabs. We are private hire, which means you call the company, you book a cab
You're
from
like a
wherever
chauffeur,
to
like
wherever. A chauffeur,
yeah,
yes.
yeah,
But this is not chauffeuring yet. I went into that later on.
yeah.
But
Okay.
it was just basically a private hire. You call the office. I want a cab from here to Stansted Airport or to London Heathrow. Okay, £30 fixed. If they want to give you a tip, they do. So we pick up the customer and we drop to the airport. So that's what I did for a few years. But within this few years' time, Janice obviously was with Javi. She was getting bored. She was not working, not liking it.
One more thing, which is very important, I would like to know and understand,
Mm.
and also the people who are listening also, that what I understand from your story till now, like now we are in your late 30s.
Yeah, no, not yet. Early 30s.
Okay, early 30s. What I've understood that your mentality.
Yeah, mid 30s, sorry. Mid 30s, yeah.
Yeah, we are
Yeah.
35, 36,
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that.
like that.
Okay. So as of at
Yeah.
this point of time, what I understand is that your mentality about you are clear about two things. One, that you are a person who is more comfortable in doing something on his own as an entrepreneur,
Yes,
as a freelancer, as a
absolutely.
self-employed. That was one thing you're sure
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Second thing you were sure about is that there is nothing called uh, a good status work or a bad status work, a blue collar work or a white collar work. Work is
It's
work.
work. Yeah.
So you never felt
You have
ashamed.
to keep going.
Yeah, it never felt ashamed, even if it was retail shops, it was paint jobs, it
It
was
was a
cabbing,
traffic warden.
it was traffic warden.
Yeah.
For you,
Yeah.
you felt that instead of begging someone for money or
You
asking
need to do
someone for
whatever
money,
you
you
have to
do
do.
whatever you do, and
Yeah.
that is the dignity,
Yeah.
and that is what
It's work.
so just do it.
Do it.
Right? Yeah. Now you
Yeah.
can move on. I just want to highlight this point.